So I wanted to talk a little bit about spiritual practice because I love it. And there are so many cool ways to be in touch with your spirit and who you are and what's important to you. So um, I kind of think about it in terms of inputs and outputs. So good inputs are very necessary. Every morning I get up and I read something to inspire me. So one of my favorite inspirational texts to go to is the Tao Te Ching. You might consider a daily reading book. There are many of them out there. Sarah Van Brethnath has one called Simple Abundance that I've been enjoying. But reading something that engages your spirit to say yes to life, to be grateful, to look for deeper meanings, to love the world around you is something I think it's important to do as often as possible, at least once a day. Another so that's a way to have input. Another way to engage your spirit is to journal. So this particular journal was put together by one of our SALT people, but and it actually is a conversation starter because she has kindly pasted in little ideas about water justice that you could journal on. But the point is to pick up a pen, put it to paper, put your judgment in a different room, and just write about what's on your mind, what's on your heart, what's in your spirit, what were your dreams last night, who did you talk to that you can't get the conversation out of your head. It's powerful to put pen to paper. Some of the best insights I've ever had were because I was just writing and kind of listening along with writing. So I love the spiritual practice of doing morning pages, which comes from the artist way of writing 3 pages without judgment. You can just write blah, 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 blah. I'm tired of writing this 3-page thing. I wish it would be over. But it somehow integrates your spirit into what you're doing during the day. I have really enjoyed the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, and Megan Wagner, who wrote the Sapphire Staff, gives a fabulous introduction to the Western mystical path in the form of the Kabbalah. And that is a way of organizing your understanding of yourself and the world, your psychology, your body, your spiritual levels, um, in a way that really makes sense. So I highly recommend the Kabbalah. And then there is a whole sort of industry around accessing your intuition. I was first introduced to it through the tarot cards. And the idea with the tarot cards is that you look at a picture and just kind of take in what the picture has to tell you. So this is, for example, the Queen of Wands. So what do you think of when you think of fire, when you think of queens, when you think of wands, when you see the flowers in her hair, when you see the halo? It's a canvas to project your inner reality out on the world and see what it's telling you. So tarot cards are one way to do that. Another fun way to do that is soul collage, where you just do collage and make cards and then get together with other people making cards and tell each other what you see. And finally, the sort of PhD version of the tarot is something called the transformation game. When you work with the tarot, you usually have a question in mind. And if you have a deep, niggling question and a couple of good friends, the transformation game is a fabulous way to get insight into this question on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels. so you understand what kind of insights you can bring to it, what kind of setbacks you're likely to encounter from it, um, what sort of pain you're carrying around it, and what kind of awareness can clear that pain. And so I just highly recommend and love getting into those kind of conversations with good friends over the questions in our lives that we need to discuss with each other in community. So, spiritual practice, think about your inputs and your outputs and how you can have quality integration and intuition as part of those.